visceral attacks. And visceral attacks are interesting in and of themselves. They basically are what happens when you parry somebody. You just plunge your fist, your naked fist, into their abdomen and pull something out, and boom, you get more blood echoes. So this is the air rune. A carol rune that transcribes inhuman sounds. Interesting. So that's the description of all runes. A carol rune that transcribes inhuman sounds. Oh, it is Doof. It is Doof. Sufimb, which is certainly how you pronounce that. Sufimb. That's what I'm sticking with. That's what I'm going with. It's not Sufi MB. No. It's Sufimb. Spelled backwards. It's Demifus. Let's see here. Yeah, I know you had to sign up for one. Oh, have I played Devil May Cry? No, I have not, but I've watched Kenny play through like 3 different Devil May Cries. So basically, I've been his game dad for it. We had a role when we were living together, me and Kenny, called Game Dad, and it's not at all as sexual as it sounds. I wish it were. I mean, someone's welcome to make that into something sexual. But it was basically when one person was playing through a game and they needed like their Wade, you know, like to be the other person's Kim Possible, to just get them all the data. That person was called the Game Dad. Oh yeah, dude, have you played Bayonetta? Or oh shit, dude, have you played Nier Automata? 'Cause that was made by, well, it was produced by Platinum Games, but it was made by this visionary named Yoko Taro, and I swear to you, it has the most revolutionary video game soundtrack I have ever experienced, and I know that you would like that. It basically has, for every track, there are 7 different forms of that track, and the forms are like, basically there are 3 different speeds or modes, and then there are the combination of those 3 modes in the different ways, and then there is one 8-bit version of it. So it's like you have like a, what's it called, like a melodic version that's relatively slow, and then like a more intense version, and then like a fully orchestrated version, and then mixtures, like, you know, layered versions of those, and then an 8-bit version. It's really hard to explain why it makes such perfect sense for the game that it's in, but like basically this game is like a comprehensive look at like humanist philosophy through the eyes of a video game, and it's honestly, I think, the best video game of our generation, but I just don't think it'll be appreciated as that for a long time. But Nier Automata, look it up. And when I mean it's like a story about yeah, oh god, it's so perfectly up your alley, specifically, Sufi. Like it's all about robots simulating human philosophy, because the robots left behind on Earth, like all they have left of humans is like these texts about that are human philosophers' texts. And so like the bosses you fight are like you fight Hegel. It's like one of the bosses that you fight, but it's this series of 12 gigantic floating death orbs. You know, like it's the higher learning exemplification of or no, that one specifically was Kierkegaard. Hegel's a different form. Kierkegaard is the 12. Nier, Nier, space automata, or automata, Automata. Oh god, it is so good. You should read up about the guy who directed it, because it is directed by this dude named Yoko Taro, who is just an absolute fuck you to normal video game companies and capitalist strategies. Like, the game is, for what it's worth, like about like humanity's tendency towards violence and the way that video games specifically express that, and like advancement of technology expresses it. And so as a video game designer, he's always been pretty averse to create like intentionally good storylines when video games are predominantly violent. He's also the guy that made the Drakengard video games. Nier actually begins from like 11,000 years after the joke ending of the 6th Drakengard game, where the 2 final bosses get teleported to modern-day Tokyo and become made into giant statues of salt. Not really sure what's going on there. A lot of biblical imagery, I think, but who knows. God damn it, my parries are trash tonight. Ba-boom. Ah, fucked up that parry too. Yeah, do you have a PS4? Bloodborne's my old faithful. It is easily my favorite video game ever. Oh, dude. Dude, then I will just, like, fucking mail you Nier Automata. Because I'm the kind of guy that plays, like, buys copies of video games so that I can send them off to people once I'm done with them. And with Nier Automata specifically, it works perfectly because Nier Automata's final ending has you do something that incentivizes you to do that as well, without giving too much away. There are 5 different endings for Automata, by the way. Once you play through the game and you get New Game Plus is a completely different game. So heads up there. A lot of people will play through the game once and they'll be like, what the fuck? This is like a 15-hour game? That sucks. But really, Yoko Taro doesn't do things the same way, so you gotta play through the game like 5 times to play the full game. I have not played Last of Us, mainly just because I'm not into, like, narratively driven video games so much, like in terms of gameplay mechanics. Like, Bloodborne has an incredible narrative, I think, but it's not at all driven by its narrative. Nier Automata, however, is, like, very narrative-driven, but it also just, like, plays with the meta-concept of narrative in general, but, like, Last of Us doesn't really do that. Last of Us is more just a good story. I think it's a great movie, though. Like, I've watched friends play through it. That's like, my ideal kind of game to watch other people play through. So, just to toot my own horn a little bit here, I'm actually playing... Oh, okay, sir. Sir, I'm trying to compliment myself over here. Okay, I thought that maybe would stagger you. And the dog heard me, great. Man, these dogs are coded, I think, specifically when they know that other enemies are around you to, like, circle you, so that they'll fuck with your lock-on if you over-rely on lock-on. Okay. Now let's deal with this big bimbo. Oh, his audio is bugged out. He should be moaning like a horse right now. Okay. Oh yeah, dude. Like, so Hidetaka Miyazaki. Just a little background about this guy. I think I might have actually described Hidetaka Miyazaki to you like once or twice before, Sufi. But you know, I ramble and shit, so I don't blame you. But yeah, he's the dude that I told you about that basically quit his job as a programmer, got a job at a game design studio, and was the president of that game design studio within the year. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, that only happens if you are really good at what you do and, like, you fundamentally change some shit. And, so what he did with his design team for Bloodborne, because Bloodborne was the first game he got to make after Dark Souls. And, like, Demon Souls was the game he made first, that was unpopular at first, but became a cult classic. Dark Souls was the first game he made after he was picked up by a formal development studio. And Bloodborne is the first game he made when he was, like, free from doing Souls IP. And he actually took his art design team on, like, a 1-month like vacation or slash work abroad kind of thing to Romania, I think it was, to study the architecture of like Transylvania, like Dracula style, like old school Victorian Gothic. I mean, I don't know what it's called. I'm not an architecture major, but like he like they stayed in Romania for a month to like study this shit, and you can tell, like you can tell for sure. Oh, is there another one of you fuckers? You are slow, sir. Okay, parry, visceral attack. Uh-oh, got a little grape juice on my smock here, y'all. I just came back from Martha's Vineyard, stomping some grapes. That's a New World Order joke for anyone out there listening. Okay. I'll take you to a couple places in this. Oh yeah, this does, like, I think the thing is, like, the guy that designed Devil May Cry, I think, is very much cut from the same cloth as, like, Miyazaki is in the way that he feels about games and the way that he engages with them. I don't know that guy's name, just because I've never been a huge, like, fanboy of his. But that's just because I wasn't really into those sorts of mechanics. But Nier Automata is, like, the Devil's May Cry mechanic system taken to its most weed-smoking, like, ultra-iterated potential. Like, you can take in and out parts of your UI in exchange for just, like, you know, more space for better stats ups. And that brings me around to what I was going to say, which is when I start Bloodborne specifically, the combat system is so fluid that I try to play with the display heads-up display off for as much as I can. This is what the game would normally look like. At the top left, I've got my health and my stamina. And I've got my measure of blood vials, which I use to heal. Quicksilver bullets, which I use to fire my pistol, which is primarily used to parry people. I've got my, like, item wheel, right? Right now I just keep 2 things on it, because when you play without a UI, you can't really have, like, 5 things, because then you have to keep track of which 5 things are on. But, when you play with no UI, it makes sense just to have, like, 2, so that you know it's just 1 click away, right? Top right, we have my... Oh, damn, I've got a lot of blood echoes. I've got 14,000. I should spend those. That's the best part about no UI. I've got my blood echoes, which is my level up currency, and insight. And insight in this game is like craziness, right? It's like how much you've touched the Eldritch Truth. Like the world that you see, enemy attack patterns, and enemy design will be different based on how much insight you have. And also like damage you take from frenzy, which certain enemies do, is increased by your amount of insight. Like the more you know about what's actually happening, the more terrifying it becomes, and thus the more dangerous it becomes. But if you play without a UI, which I did first on a, oh no, not cameras, on an RP, I was like role-playing this blind pirate, and so I played without a UI. I found that like once you get used to playing without a UI, the combat is so fluid and the game is so beautiful that, oh, you just get to see everything. Okay, let's show you a boss, huh? Because I've done everything else that I can do, except for go fight these 2 hunters, which I don't really want to do yet. I wonder if I can take on Vicar Amelia before leveling up. Maybe I can. We'll see if I can. But I'll want a different item loadout for this. I'll take Oil Urn and Molotov. Yeah, in this game, if you'll notice, I can't actually pause it. Like, when my menu is open, but the game's not paused, so... Can't do that shit during the boss fight. Oh no, this is PS4. No, it's not on PC. Sony sells so many consoles with this game, this specific video game, that they haven't released it. They haven't released its IP to any other console, or like ported it to PC. Sells too many consoles. All right, this is Vicar Amelia. This is some lore that we don't often get.
And feast upon the old blood.
Listen.
Our thirst for blood satiates us, soothes our fears. Seek the old blood. But beware, the frailty of men. Their wills are weak, minds young. The foul
I've never actually heard this before.
and lure the weak into the depths. Remain wary of the frailty of men. Their wills are weak, minds young. Were it not for fear, death would go unlamented.
So, Sufi, lore hunting in Miyazaki games, because of the way that I described earlier about how he builds his worlds.
Let us wish.
It's all a big whodunit, man. You know, it's all big putting pieces together.
Communion, and feast upon the old blood.
So what is this, a chant? A prayer? She's called Vicar Amelia. She's in the middle of the healing church. Muy interesante, amigo. Porque en el mundo del Yarnam nada es como se hacerte un ojo. Lel mafa. Yeah, okay, I think she's just praying. She's praying on, notably, the frailty of men. Minds young. Were it not for fear, death would go unlamented.
Seek the old blood.
Seek the old blood.
Let us pray, let us wish to partake in communion.
Let us pray, let us wish to partake in communion.
And
right?
feast upon the old blood.
Oh, dude, praying, but also praying.
Satiates us.
Yeah, is she actually? Does she say? Oh, yeah, that's huh?
The old blood. But beware, the frailty of men. Their wills are weak, minds young.
All right, let's approach this broad, huh? That is a good premise for a lyric. Ah, I dropped my controller. Everything's fine. Whoa, moderators, Sufi, can you be the moderator of my channel, by the way? That's the first part of the question. Second part of the question is, can you ban yourself for saying that? Self-ban. Most honorable. Alright, Amelia's going through some shit, huh? Alright. Probably gonna go silent for the fight. What up, Vicar? Oil urn. So I'm probably like 2 or 3 hits away from death right now. Alright, let's get real, huh? Don't do it. Don't do it. Oof. I'm surprised I'm not dead, honestly. Don't do it. Don't heal. Okay, I think I get a chance for a visceral. Yes! There we go. That might take her down, honestly. Yeah. Oh, she's close. Don't fucking heal. Oh, damn, that's got some spread. I thought I was out of the way of that. Oof. Honestly, not believe I'm not dead. Was she one fucking hit away? No, okay, she wasn't. Oh, okay. Visceral? Visceral time? Damn, I missed it. Got her? Got her? Got her. Oh, damn. Okay, cool. I honestly did not think I was going to make it, but you know the secret? I'll tell you the secret right now. I'll tell you the secret right now. It's this. Music's usually on like 6. Music was on 1. Alright, so let's get some footage of the gold pendant. Gold pendant. A pendant of Vicar Amelia. The Elric brothers. He used to change into a blood gem which fortifies the weapon. This pendant, passed down among the vicars who head the healing church, is a reminder of the cautionary adage words that will open the gates of Bergenworth. That's what I wanted to hear. And we have our first Blood Tinge gemstone, which is a gemstone you can apply to your gun. Let's read that. This Blood Tinge is an interesting topic. A blood gem that fortifies weapons and adds various properties. Most radial blood gems, which I expect describes its shape, like the radial ones are circles, the other ones are triangular. Most radial blood gems have effects that bear upon physical attacks, and this golden radial blood gem, kept for generations within the church, strengthens attacks against those afflicted intensely by beasthood. Okay, so basically the church hunters, or the head of the church has a gemstone, which honestly looks like a locket itself. That's interesting. That makes it easier for them to fight the beasthood, which is ironic because, well, not ironic, honestly, it's expected because they're the ones that created beasthood by distributing old blood to people in Yharnam. Okay. Well, we should head back, equip that, and level up. And then I should upload that. Because I think the PS limit is 30 minutes here.
Welcome. What is it you desire? Very well. Let me.
Got enough for 3 levels. So let's get to the good 20-20-20. And now we'll start working towards 25s. Going for Strength Arcane. But Arcane's like a late game one. Alright.
Farewell, good hunter.
Goodbye! Goodbye, doll. Hey, Gehrman. What's up, you old fuck? Not enough to fortify that. But I can easily repair. Oh, so this one is not for Blood Tinge. It is radial, but it's not for Blood Tinge. It's for my actual melee weapon. So we've got Yeah, decent attack versus beast up. I wonder if those hunters are weak to that. I might try that. And let's get our second rune equipped. Okay, so we can now buy chalice materials. Ah, we can buy Henryk shit too. We do want that. Alright, let's get some quick footage of Henryk's equipment. Henryk's hunter cap. A hunter's hat worn by Henryk, the old hunter. The taciturn old hunter Henryk was once partners with Father Gascoigne. And though they were a fierce and gallant duo, their partnership led to Henryk's tragically long life. Interesting. Henryk's unique yellow garb is resistant to bolt and will be of great help to any hunter who has inherited the onus of the hunt. Onus is such a Miyazaki word, dude. That onus right there. Oh god, that's a Miyazaki word right there. Because that's like so close to like onis when you say it. And like onis are important parts of spiritual Shintoism, which is like a big part of Miyazaki's writing. But it could just be contract. You know, onus I think is a synonym of contract, and we do sign a contract with blood. All right, so let's see if there's any difference here. Hat, attire, trousers are the only difference, but let's go for some art. So pretty much looks like the Yharnam, the original Yharnam set, right? Like it looks like he was just a Yharnamite, probably, before he met Gascoigne. We don't know if Gascoigne is, we don't know if Gascoigne is native to Yharnam. I think he's perhaps, like, there's some insinuation that he's a foreigner. Hunter attire wore by Father Gascoigne, similar to hunter garb created at the workshop, only these are tainted by a pungent beastly stench that eats away at Gascoigne. Father is a title used for clerics in foreign land, and there's no such rank in the Healing Church. So that doesn't necessarily prove, like you can't just draw that Gascoigne was a foreigner from that, because I think what he's trying to do there when he's describing Father is not draw attention to Gascoigne being a foreigner, but instead is to draw attention to Gascoigne not being a clerical father, but literally being the father of the little girl who gives you the music box and asks you to go look for her mom, which is just so sad, of course, because as we all know, Papa G goes a little blood drunk and kills his wife, and you have to kill him, so you effectively orphan this child that you meet and ask for help. And you use the music box that she gave you to do it. So sad. Alright, so another one here starting about 30 or about 15 minutes, but I have to upload this one now, so see y'all in a bit.